I got to make this video response because, I think this is a good time to get things out. The economy's getting bad, well, it's already bad, supposedly. And a lot of people are frustrated now. And I have to say, Demcad, this is a response to your video you just made about what Da Vinci said. And I will say, maybe Da Vinci did add on some things that maybe you didn't quite say. But I just wrote down what you exactly said, so I'm going to respond to that. The first thing I would like to say is that I would have to say that I think, first of all, you're a little bit bitter right now because you currently don't have a job. So you're out there seeking a job, and maybe in your mind you're trying to find a reason or find some way to justify of why you're not getting a job. I look at you on the computer, and I get a vibe from your energy, and for what I get, you seem to be a real negative guy. I've always said that, and people can comment and tell me if I'm wrong, but you don't seem like a real motivated guy. If I was the guy that was sitting across the table when I was interviewing you, you don't radiate energy to me. That's just my opinion, but I like to hear everyone else's thoughts. Now I want to talk about a couple of things. You mentioned a race, and you talked about how if a guy started before and another guy started after, the guy who started before probably would win the race, but the other guy who started after probably would win. This is what I have to say, man. A lot of people think they have to work hard in order to be successful. I totally disagree with that. I got a buddy of mine that put on one event, and it was a tough man competition. When that event was over, this was a one-day event, he made $144,000. Now, some of you out there are making $50,000 a year, so it would take you close to 3 years to make that kind of money he made in one night. Now, do you really have to work hard in order to do something, or do you have to work smart in order to do something? See, a lot of us work hard, and we just keep banging our head over and over and over again. We go to jobs where we see our boss, who's in charge of us, in a parking lot. He's struggling financially, and we think our situation is going to be better. If your boss is broke, if he's not making good money, you're probably in the wrong job. And, I wrote some couple things down. Let me see what else here he says. Okay, he talks about the rich getting richer. Of course. Let me tell you something, guys. I'm going to give you a secret. If you start hanging around positive people, people who are positive when it comes to money, people who know how to make money, guess what's going to happen in your life? You're going to start making money. You're going to start thinking different. Of course, if I go to a gathering and everyone's in there a millionaire, there's probably going to be some ideas that are going to be thrown out that I can latch onto, or we can partner up and network with, and of course they're going to make more money. If you hang around poor people, guess what? You're probably going to be poor. There's a phrase out there, like it says that you probably will make $3,000 to $5,000, meaning the $3,000 to $5,000 range of your friends. So I challenge you to check your friends. Let me see what else I got here. He also talked about the entrepreneur America doesn't exist anymore. Well, first of all, let me tell you something. There was an article that came out on Yahoo the other day, and it talked about all the businesses that were declining. Rite Aid, Blockbuster, and a couple of more they mentioned. But one thing that rang true in all of those businesses was one thing. They all were in debt. You see, I was taught old school values when it came to doing business. I was taught by instructors who knew how to run business. And the first thing they would always say is this: you never run a business in debt. You never start off with a mountain in order to make a profit. You start out making a profit. But see, most people don't understand that because most people's view of business is something that has to be huge. Entrepreneurship can be, and I always said this, in the $500 to $3,000 range, and you can make a lot of money in a year with that kind of thinking. You just have to know how to think. Oh, and also too, about, these bailouts and things like this. First of all, when it came to this subprime mortgage thing, Nobody put a gun to any person's head to make them go in and get a loan. You know, everybody puts the blame on the banks and say, look, how dare you guys take advantage of the poor and give these guys loans? No, they knew they couldn't afford the house before they got it. But no, they had to live the American dream and get into a house they couldn't afford, which turned into the American nightmare. And then he says also, you can work really hard and still end up poor. Like I say again, you don't have to work hard. You have to work smart. Okay, going to a job interview every day in Flint, Michigan may not be the right thing. Is Flint the only place that has opportunity? You live in Michigan. Why not go outside of Michigan? Why not make opportunity happen? If you can't find something from a job, you need to find something that you maybe can do. You have YouTube videos, you have other things, whatever. You're going to have to capitalize on something else. What else we got here? Main thing is this, guys. Is this. Like I said, I think he's a little bitter because of his current situation right now. And I think this is causing all of this backlash against the rich. You know, he gave the example of George Bush being the 43rd president. He ran companies into the ground. Yeah, of course. His dad gave him those opportunities, but look, he ran it into the ground because it was given to him. Now let's flip that situation. Let's say that George Bush worked with his hard blood and sweat and tears, and he made the company. It probably would have been ran into the ground. But see, that's a perfect example of when you're given something, you don't cherish it the way that the person who created it did. That's why when you get employees, and I've learned this firsthand, they won't treat your business the way that you would treat it. You created it. You have to stand over them sometimes and watch them and make them follow your dream and see your dream. A lot of times when you leave, they slack down. They slack. They're not as motivated as if you were standing right there. So my ending point is this. The American dream is not dead. It's very much alive. Your thinking may be dead, but the American dream isn't. Yes, we've lost jobs. Yes, we have. But you guys got to find another way to do income. Like I said, you're talking to a guy that's been 10 years out here creating. Not trying to brag. I'm just saying 10 years out here creating, and I'm telling you it can be done. I'm not part of some network marketing scheme, whatever. Everything I come up with is dreamt up ideas. You know? That's all. You know? So that's my opinion on that. Let me hear you guys' comments, and let's start a dialogue. Thank you.